Are Birmingham about to take top spot in League One? Never to be seen again. It's a big week coming up in the third tier. The first 3-game week of the season. And given their massively high-profile recruitment and power relative to League One, I think a lot of people have the sense that Birmingham are going to take top spot soon and they're not going to let it go. Or will they? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a look at the league table as it stands. And I mean, the first thing you've got to say is magnificent Wrexham. We always look at 2 points per game as the barometer for a team who's going to be in a title race or an automatic promotion race in a 24-game league. And Wrexham with Birmingham are the only teams on 2 points per game. You will note, though, Birmingham have a game in hand. It is goal difference. And the two have already played and Birmingham have beaten Wrexham. A few other teams to mention. Look out for former Birmingham manager Steve Bruce, who's just gone in at Blackpool and won his first 3 games. The other challengers, though, other than Wrexham, have tailed off a little bit in the last couple of weeks. Fair play to Barnsley. They've gone on a good run. They're up in third. But Charlton, 1 win in 4. Huddersfield, 1 win in 4 as well. So this idea that, I mean, maybe the only thing that could stop Birmingham is a big group of teams all winning at the top and there obviously then being more hard games through the season. I don't know. Are we debunking that immediately? Or are we going to get our normal crazy League One with, 6 teams over 80 points, which we have had before? It's the nature of League One, where you have in the same division failed Premier League clubs, essentially, and clubs that have setups that would be at home in non-league punching massively above their weight. That is the state of the table. That is the state of Birmingham's form. So look, they drew the first game and then it's just been a brilliant winning streak. Then I think 12 goals and 15 points in the last 5 games. Okay, they've conceded in the first 4 of those games. And you can say, did they make hard work of Wycombe away and Leyton Orient away? You could say that, but you could say, look, everyone's gunning for Birmingham this season and we're very, very early in and it's not going to be plain sailing to the point some people might have thought with the crazy, let's say intense, ambitious recruitment across the summer. Obviously, the Wrexham win was a huge one, wasn't it? That we might look back as the turning point of ignition, the massive TV game. And I know a lot of people got pretty irritated with the coverage, but look, it's the third tier and let's see the positive. The more eyeballs on League One, I think the better for what can be a great league. That last one, Rotherham 0, Birmingham 2, interested me for 2 reasons. One is if you're going to have a hard game in League One where you might slip up, Rotherham away, Steve Evans as well. Rotherham have been the masters of League One over recent years. And from what I understand, it was pretty comfortable for Birmingham and they are looking levels above. I would also urge you to check out Steve Evans' pre and post game interviews. And yes, I know Steve Evans is often in pantomime villain kind of character mode, isn't he? But the way he spoke about Birmingham as the Galacticos and, look, if they just didn't get hammered, it was going to be a good result and Birmingham are going to be way better than everyone else. I know there's a certain amount of playing to your base when a manager does that, bigs up the other team. Then, frankly, if he loses to him, he's lost to the League One Galacticos or whatever you want to call them. But I wonder if that perception and that approach in pre-games from opposing League One managers is now going to be the case. And we talked a lot about the recruitment. Look down there. Jay Stansfield is in. 3 games, 3 goals. Arguably the biggest, greatest, most newsworthy signing in League One history for what it represents. Certainly for what we imagine the eventual transfer fee will be. He's in there and he's scoring and everything's looking pretty hunky-dory. So this 3-game week is very, very interesting because you can make the argument that Wrexham have much easier fixtures than Birmingham this week. Yes, Birmingham have 2 home games, but Wrexham go to 16th place Orient, 15th place Northampton, and 13th place... Sorry, I've got that the wrong way around. 16th place Orient. No, I was going to get that wrong. 15th place Stevenage, 13th place Northampton. If you want to flip the script, you can say Northampton had a brilliant win at Huddersfield over the weekend. Stevenage, mentioning Steve Evans, have become, he was there last year, very hard to play against at the Lamex. And Leyton Orient, been on a superb run. They had back-to-back wins and they played midweek against Peterborough and got themselves a point. So yeah, I can see you can flip it both ways. What you can't flip is Birmingham's 3-game week is bloody hard. And remember, they've just played Wigan and Rotherham, who, Rotherham the masters of League One, and Wigan have been in the Championship very recently, haven't they? Birmingham now, okay, 2 home games, Peterborough, Huddersfield and Charlton. Peterborough are a massive nuisance, always in League One. Huddersfield are currently 5th, but have dropped off ever so slightly, haven't they? Back-to-back defeats, 3 defeats in 4 games, actually, for Mike Duff. Charlton as well, under Nathan Jones, you'd expect to be a massive nuisance. Very good defensively, joint best defence in the league. In fact, no one's conceded fewer goals than Charlton, but they also have dropped off slightly in form, 1 win in 4. I think what I'm saying is if Birmingham do come through this run, top of the league, and it looks like choppy waters have been traversed, 2 points per game is still being achieved, and they're out ahead, surely you can only see them then extending out, I don't know, getting into their stride and just zooming off, coasting off, frankly, into the distance. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on a really, really big week down in League One. Will we see the scenario of Birmingham acing this? And let's be fair, the last massively powerful League One team we saw, I support them, was Ipswich Town, who we think had a very, very big spend. Didn't win the league, actually. Plymouth won the league, but when they got into the end of the season, we did see an extraordinary run from Ipswich of something like 11 wins in 12, and they barely conceded a goal and just took everybody to the cleaners, didn't they? The point I'm making is normally in League One, especially in away games with the winter and the rain we've had this week and the pitches being what they are, normally we get those kind of runs in the back end of the season. However, Birmingham already have 5 straight wins. And we're not into the winter yet, but, they're certainly cooking already on that regard, Birmingham. So there's a bit of a sense of if they get through this, are we going to see them go into the distance? And then we are looking at potentially very, very big points totals. The other side of this is, can anybody stop Birmingham? Wrexham are up there. We've mentioned Barnsley. I think they play late on Saturday night. I think there's no Friday night. They're going to go to Stockport, or they're playing Stockport. I think maybe they might be at home to Stockport. Yes, indeed they are. Can anybody get anywhere near? And could we have a scenario where Birmingham's hard week, posh Huddersfield and Charlton, means we do see points dropped, we do see the first defeat, and they might not actually be in front, and someone, like Plymouth did with Ipswich, is going to go the distance with Birmingham. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're not a League One regular, do check in with this storyline, especially given what many people think. Check in while it's still interesting now, because if the words of Steve Evans are right, then Birmingham will be disconnecting themselves with the rest of the league very, very soon. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comments. Are Birmingham about to go top and not look back?